this is Tracy from Relationships on Fire, taking your business and intimate relationships to another level. And today we're going to be covering 3 things you need to know before starting a nonprofit. 3 things you need to know before starting a nonprofit. So you may have been thinking about starting a nonprofit, but you wonder if you should even be starting a nonprofit with the type of activities and vision that you have. You wonder if you're going to be able to do something full time where you can bring in some type of income while starting your nonprofit. And what is a board and why do you have to have one? Those are the questions we're going to be answering on today's video. If this is your first time seeing my face, me and my husband are full-time nonprofit business and relationship coaches. We have set up over 2,000 nonprofit tax-exempt organizations, and we've received over $5.8 million in grant funding. On this channel, we dig deep into the relationships you have with yourself, business, community, money, food. I truly believe that how we individually connect to the things in our environment has a direct correlation to the type of environment that we create. So, here's 3 things you need to know about starting a nonprofit. Number 1, what is a nonprofit and why do I want to start one? Nonprofits are community-based, not just profit-based. So even though they generate revenue, their goal is not simply to get as much profit as possible. Their goal is also to impact the community. Now, both nonprofits and for-profits can generate revenue, and in some cases, nonprofits generate more revenue than for-profits. Here's just a list of some of the top generating nonprofits. I'll pop up right here as well. So you can generate revenue in a nonprofit. That's a common misconception as well. So basically, a nonprofit means that you have a mission or a vision that goes beyond you. You want to create something that's going to stay around even far after you've moved on. Okay, so what are some of the benefits that nonprofits have that for-profits don't have? Number 1, you don't pay taxes on the funding generated in your nonprofit. That's a huge benefit, and a lot of that tax money that was going to be funneled into taxes is being funneled back into the community, which is great. Number 2, you can apply for grants, and 99.9% I would say of grants require you to have your 501c3 tax-exempt nonprofit certification. There are a certain amount of businesses and individuals who look to give to a certain amount of nonprofits per year just because they want to impact a particular area of their community, but they also get a tax write-off for that as well. So you're creating a win-win for these businesses and individuals. There are also many discounts and freebies available for nonprofits only, and I'll go into those in another video. If you want me to talk about all the discounts and freebies that nonprofits get, go ahead and comment below and I'll do a whole video on that. So what do I need to get started? What you need to get started is number 1, a name. You need to come up with a name for your organization. You'll also need a physical address. Most people start with their home address, but you can't use a P.O. box. You'll also need to have an idea of what you want to do and who you want to serve in your nonprofit. You'll also need 3 board members, a president, secretary, and treasurer, and a lot of times the founder is the president. You can serve on your own board, and I'll do a whole nother video all about boards, what the different titles do, can you get kicked off your board. I'll do a whole video on that. Message below if you want me to do a video like that as well. Love you too, honey. The tax exempt process has 5 steps. The first one is to get your articles of incorporation, which is like state registry. You'll then get your EIN number, which a lot of you guys might be familiar with. It's like your social security number, but for a business or nonprofit. You'll then prepare your bylaws and conflict of interest policy, and then you can apply for your tax exempt status. Order is very important when it comes to getting your tax exempt status. You want to make sure you do everything in order because all of the things above applying for your tax exempt status are required to get your tax exempt status. It takes about 3 to 7 business days, depending upon the state you're in, to get your state approval, and then it takes about 14 to 45 business days to get your federal approval. So what are the fees involved? If you complete your tax exempt process yourself, you're going to pay an average of about $100 for your state filing fee. Those can get as low as $25 and go up to, I think, $300. Your federal filing fee is either $275 or $600. There's 2 different application processes you can use to get your tax exempt status. Majority of organizations use the process that qualifies for the $275 filing fee. Now, I want to take a couple of minutes and talk about these 2 processes because it's one of the top questions that I get. One of the common misconceptions when it comes to going with the $275 federal filing fee and utilizing the electronic process is that you can't bring in as much in donations. That's not true. First and foremost, both application processes give you the exact same letter. So no matter what, you're going to have the same letter of approval no matter which application process you use. You don't have a level 1 nonprofit with the electronic process, then you got to get your level 2, or there's a level 2 with the paper process. Where the question comes in with the electronic process is that they do ask that you estimate bringing in under $50,000 per year for the next 3 years. Now, if you go over that estimate, there is no penalty, and this is directly from an IRS representative. So if you already have a pending donation of a large amount, or you're a foundation, which means that you won't be raising funds, you already have some funds set aside or funds coming in that you're going to be giving out in the form of grants to individuals or other nonprofits, then I will go ahead and opt for the paper mail-in application and pay the $600 filing fee. So if you want to do your tax exempt process yourself and you decide to go the electronic route, I would say it should cost you under $500, give or take your state filing fee, depending upon what state you are in. If you want to do the process yourself and you shoot me a message, I'll send you a free template to follow to get the process done. But I will tell you, you're going to need to invest a lot of time to make sure that you don't make any mistakes. You don't want to make a mistake. It's much easier to get it done right the first time than correct mistakes with the IRS. Now, as I said in the beginning of the video, we do set up tax exempt organizations. So you can shoot me a message of your mission statement or a couple of bullet points of the activities you want to do, and we can go from there as well. Okay guys, that's it. That's the top 3 things you need to know if you want to start a nonprofit. So if you have any questions about the business world, the nonprofit world, or relationships in general, go ahead and shoot me a message, and I'll see you in the next video.